Welcome, my good friends and patrons of the science fiction arts. I shall ask myself questions. Name, job, location. BobWhite. Cheerful professor of communications for the last 49 years. Location, Boston. 2. What films, projects have you done? What are you known for? Other than those small arrests, I have worked on 50 short films, most of them animated. And let me see, what am I known for? Well, as an animator, I'm known for being very, very old and having been doing this when we used to have to make our movies by carving them in stone and moving them against the rocks so they would make shadows. What got you started in filmmaking? When I was a little boy, about 9 or 10, my dad came home one day with a movie camera, an 8mm home movie camera. Now, I had been a big fan of going to the movies every Saturday and Sunday in South Weymouth, Massachusetts, where we had a double feature on Saturday and a different double feature on Sunday. And I loved the movies. So when I got a chance to have a movie camera in my hand, I would beg. I would say, "Please, Daddy, can I have the last 5 feet on the roll?" It's like, I don't know, half a minute or something. And I would start to make my movies. So that got me into it. Let me see, the most influential movie you watched as a kid. The most influential movies as a kid. Forbidden Planet. I think it was 1956. It just took me away to another world. And shortly thereafter, I think the next year, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. So I was in love with outer space, robots named Robbie, I'm Bobby or whatever, and monsters, Ray Harryhausen's magnificent monsters. And may I put a plug in here for the Science Fiction Film Festival of SF45. I got a chance to meet and greet and chat with Ray Harryhausen's wonderful daughter. Got me start. Let's see. Who are your inspirations at the moment? I have one inspiration, Samuel R. Delany. He doesn't make science fiction films. He writes science fiction books. At least he did. He and I share a similar visage for you Americans. We both have long white beards, and we are both senior citizens, and we chat and the like. Let's see, what influential inspirations. What about the science fiction genre appeals to you? I have no idea. I've struggled with this. It's like, I love it. I love to do it. Let's leave it at that. I'm a slow person, and oftentimes I don't have an answer. And as I tell my students, I don't know is a perfectly good answer. I know that because if I'm walking along the street and someone pulls up and says, "Excuse me, lad," I chuckle, "Where's Beth Israel Hospital?" Now, probably they're in some kind of medical emergency and the like, and I have no idea where it is. I make it up. I tell them, "Go down there and turn," and then as they head away, I run away. It's best I can and hide because I was afraid to say I don't know. Sometimes it overcomes you. So anyway, I'll take a pass on that one. Don't know. Let's see. Oh, you can see I'm peeking at it. I'll cut this out of the video. Science fiction genre appeal to you? Oh, tell us about your best, worst filmmaking experience. One of my best experiences was being in a feature film called Screenplay. I played a burnt out drug addict, former rock star, directed by a wonderful Rufus Butler Cedar, the Boston Black and White Movie Company. I was in black and white. I have been subtitled in Japanese. And the film played in Berlin in a midnight show prior to the fall of the Berlin Wall. And it's available on, I don't know, Netflix used to have it, but when they ran it, they had the director's commentary stuck open all the time. I think it's on YouTube, what have you, Troma, Don't Aroma, what have you. They distributed it at one point. The worst experience I had of filmmaking was with the wonderful Lisa Faircloth Carey, who was directing me in Rough Road. In Rough Road, I played a character called Jim Orrison, a thinly veiled Jim Morrison of The Doors, the lead singer, who sadly died in a bathtub in France under circumstances. In any event, I played the character as if he had not gone bad, what have you. But I was like an outpatient of a mental home, living in Boston and the like. And so this was all at the School of the Museum of Fine Arts, and I was, pegged to be Jim, and my fame stretches before me and the like, and I'm waxing audacious. The worst moment is that I was asked to do a retake or something, and I became, when one is performing, one is caught in the moment and stuff, and the director wasn't being strong enough, in my opinion, my humble opinion, and the other performers and crew and stuff were being less than professional or something, in my opinion. I didn't have lunch or anything. My blood sugar was often fracking. So I started swearing. I started saying "Do you know who I am? Much to my embarrassment. My worst filmmaking experience on the film stuff like that, I think. I'll probably think of another one later on. Let me look over my glasses. I'm pretending to look at a clipboard, but I'm actually looking at my phone. Experience. Are you currently working on any projects? Are you currently working on any projects? Yes. The Bumbling Gentleman in the Bar at Tenjin Wan's. This is a continuation of my Bumbling Gentleman series, and the Bumbling Gentleman is kind of a intergalactic crime fighter, and he bears a striking resemblance to me, so that's the one. This is a very film noir kind of piece, encountering strange aliens and the crime scene. I'll just tell you about the crime scene. He's called in by, of course, he's always being consulted. And there's an alien creature on the floor with this huge thing sticking out of its chest, sucking his life. Anyway, so a happy, cheerful little movie. Yes, The Bumbling Gentleman in the Bar at Tenjin Wan's. How did you hear about Boston Sci-Fi Fest? Well, Moses and I were burning his sun. Being of a senior age and in Boston, I went to the Orson Welles Cinema when they had science fiction series. This was the precursor to the festival. And it eventually became, something. And I've always known about it because it just, it's in the DNA of the city. And the wonderful Garen Daly, loved the man. So I would, every so often I'd go back. I seriously began to go to SF13. You'll have to do your math now. You take 46 and and subtract 13, and you get 182.5 or something like that. So I've been going to it forever, and that was quite something. Now I looked at it again. I'll pretend I haven't looked at it. Have you had film? Have you had films in the Boston Sci-Fi? I have been blessed for the last 3 festivals to have films the in the festival, short animated films. The first, which actually introduced the the bumbling gentleman, as I did an introduction to my film Bizarres d'Outre Space, which is French for bizarre stuff in outer space, because one must be pretentious when we can. The next year, it was The Bumbling Gentleman in Something or Other. This was a film I made on my sabbatical. It was 20 minutes long. It's on the BobWhite movie channel on YouTube, if you want to visit that one. And last year, it was The Bumbling Gentleman against the World Crime League. Buckaroo Banzai. Oh, right. Let's see. We're getting toward the favorite end of short film. If so, short of what year? If so, what film or short what year? Can you share a favorite memory from your experience in Boston Sci-Fi? Why, yes. Last year at the marathon, God bless us all, the opening festivities ran a little short. So, Garen Daly, as I mentioned before, was up on the stage of the wonderful Somerville Theater with 1,000 people sitting in the seats wrapped in swaddling clothes, what have you. And he had to kill time. So I was sitting in the very, very back row with my head leaned up against the back because, I'm not going to last for 24 hours or whatever. I was preparing to take my fireball. And in any event, he said, "Are there any filmmakers here?" So I raised my hand thinking, sure, there's, all of these people who've made features and stuff. And he sees me in the back and he goes, "BobWhite, come on down." So it sounds like a game show host. So I'm like, whoa. So I must tell you, I walk with a cane. And so I hobble as fast as I can down to the stage, And I get to this stage and I'm having this was my Academy Award moment. Truly. Because I took 2 steps up onto the stairs onto the stage, and I tripped. I lost me balance, and my 283.7 pounds self slammed down onto the stage. Well, good gosh, how embarrassing. And so I felt a hand on here saying, helping me up, and I'm going "It will take 2 of you." So 2 people lift me up, and as they lift me up, I'm yelling, "I'm alive! I'm alive!" I thought, oh, one must, the crowd and stuff. So I was standing, and I had my cane, and without, Garen goes to me, he hands me the microphone, he says, "What do you love about the festival?" And so I take the mic, and one never should give me a mic. And first I say, "I love Garen Daly." And he smiles. Then I realize that he's trying to kill time, and I'm in shock, I've just broken my legs and my bones and all this stuff. And so I turn out to the crowd, and I go "Science fiction." Double feature. And so the crowd starts to sing along with me, the Rocky Horror Picture Show song. So that was it. That was my favorite memory from the festival. I should probably look at that and why a film festival is important. Shout out to the weird local film festival in Somerville. This festival continues to give filmmakers a live audience. Festivals have all kind of, you can do festivals and meet people from who will advance your career and the like. You'll meet famous people. You'll meet brilliant young people. I've been to the Virgin Islands for the Virgin Islands International Film Festival. And I have been to Ottawa, the wonderful animation festivals. And you meet right now they're all wonderful young people because I'm wonderfully old. you meet people and you get inspired and the like. And you get a chance to see things that you wouldn't see anyplace else. But the weird local gave me an audience. So a couple of years ago, it was like, I just said, here, I have a film. And they said, you have been accepted. And I went, and you had an opportunity to speak in front of the audience introducing your film. And I was possessed of the spirit, because I'm very shy. And it was a joy to stand before that audience. And I've done that a few times. And one of the best times was when I sang David Bowie's Life on Mars, my own version of it, what have you, because it was the song that David Bowie did live, his last performance before he passed away. So, the man who fell to earth went up into the sky. That's my portrait. It must be an hour and a half long. Once again, BobWhite, animator, an artist of lesser stature.